Hello, everybody. Welcome. My name is Destiny, and this is Discover Your Destiny. If you've seen my previous videos, which there are only two, welcome back. And if you haven't seen a video of mine before, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Please take a little bit of your time today to sit down with me. Each week, I'm going to go through and share a lesson that I've learned with you guys, or just a little piece of wisdom that I'm hoping to pass on to change and influence other people's lives. I'm so grateful that you're here to talk with me today, and I'm doing things a little bit different this week, so I hope you enjoy this style. I wanted to try something today and take you all through my morning routine while I talk about today's topic. I enjoy taking this time to myself in the morning to set the tone for the day, do a little bit of meditation, some yoga, some reading, also some journaling. Oh, and of course I have coffee. I've got to have my coffee. But I just wanted to mention how important it is to be connected and in tune with yourself, which sort of ties into our discussion today. So I'm going to be talking about behavior change, and we can go ahead and dive in. There is a model that we use to display the cycle of change, and for you visual learners, I can go ahead and link a picture of that down below. I know that sometimes it helps me to just have a visual to follow along, but I'm going to describe it in the best way that I can. Typically, when we're trying to modify a behavior of ours or change a behavior, we will follow this cycle. So I'll break it down for you a little bit here. We begin at the pre-contemplation stage, and then we move to contemplation. This is where we begin to toy with the idea that a problem may exist and we might want to change that. So for the sake of having an example, let's say that you smoke cigarettes, and one day you're like, all right, I know this isn't healthy for me, this is getting out of hand. This is the contemplation stage. So from contemplation, you move to preparation. You set an intention and you devise a plan to then stop smoking. Then you will move to action, where you will put this plan into action, hence the name. From there, action becomes maintenance, hopefully. Your previous behavior, smoking, is slowly but surely being replaced by healthier behaviors. But then, inevitably, a lot of us will relapse, which is the final step in the cycle. Behavior change is seldom accomplished and maintained on the first attempt. You may be caught in this cycle for a while, actually. But the good news is that this cycle is an upward spiral. Every time you relapse, you learn something about yourself, and then you're able to start the cycle over with more knowledge and a new perspective, which will then increase your chances of staying in that maintenance stage and not relapsing in the future. I think a lot of us are far too hard on ourselves, and we view relapse as being a negative or even a shameful thing. But in reality, it's just a natural part of the cycle, and relapse in turn leads to growth and to better results the next time around. I think a lot of us also just associate the word relapse with drugs, or think of it as a more taboo term, and we don't talk about relapse and how normal it is. So I'm here to just normalize it a little bit for you all and tell you that relapse is a normal stage of behavior change for any behavior that you're looking to modify within yourself. Behavior change and modification takes time. It's a learning process. We're rewiring the connections in our brain. So just for everyone to understand this a little bit better, I can go through a personal example. I have struggled with anxiety for nearly a decade now, social anxiety specifically, but as I became aware of the behaviors associated with this that I wanted to change within myself, I began drafting my own plans to take action. Now, obviously, they weren't successful the first time around, not even close, actually, and to this day, I still relapse. But here's how I see it. My body and my brain spent years learning these anxiety-based behaviors, right? The connections that my brain made in my adolescent years due to trauma and negative experiences, those took years to build and learn, and unfortunately, I maintained them for quite some time. So how can I expect to rapidly change these behaviors that have been learned and ingrained in me for years? It was a process to learn those behaviors and to make those connections for my brain. So it's going to be a process to eradicate those behaviors and then replace them. I spent years making these connections in my brain in response to the anxiety that I was experiencing, and didn't even realize that I was causing these behaviors to develop. So since it took years to develop these initial behaviors, it's probably going to take years to eradicate them and change them. But being aware is the first step. So if you have a behavior that you're trying to change, getting to that contemplation stage is so huge, and I'm so proud of you. Relapse is so completely normal, so please just be patient with yourself as you go through this cycle. I would go as far as to say that relapse is necessary. This is how you learn. And though it may feel like you're running in circles, continually just going through the same process, I want you to remember that you're moving upwards through every cycle that you go through. So you're not just staying on a flat, level playing field, you're slowly climbing this ladder, and the cycle and spiral is getting smaller and smaller as you move towards maintenance. And hopefully, eventually, you can stay in that maintenance stage and not relapse in the future. Just want to say that you are doing great. I'm so proud of you. If you are embarking on the journey to modify or change one of your behaviors, good luck to you. I believe in you. And I know that you can do this through hard work. And when you relapse, try not to be so hard on yourself. Learn from the thing that you tried before and discover why it didn't work, and then try something else. Thank you for taking the time to sit down with me today and to talk about this lesson. It's something very near and dear to my heart and something I've seen so many times, and I'm so thankful to learn this, to take it a little more easy on myself and to understand myself. Thank you so much for just being a part of this little family with me. I invite you to come back next week. I will be uploading again on Tuesday and sitting down with everybody to just go over another lesson. But I hope that you enjoyed today's lesson, and hopefully there's a little token of advice that you can take to heart and use it to fuel your growth and your discovery of yourself. If you haven't yet, give this video a like, comment down below on what you thought about this video. If you don't like the video, you can dislike and give me some constructive criticism. I'd love to tailor my videos to make them more enjoyable for you. And also, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell to know when I post videos, and I will be back next week to talk to all of you and catch up again. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have a great week. Take care of yourselves, be patient with yourselves, and I will see you next Tuesday.